See, like I told you, every time we will be discussing one question, from some of these magazines, which are very relevant to entrance exam. Is this point clear? So today we are discussing one such question. हर बार एक क्वेश्चन ऐसा मैं पढ़ता हूँ ना, तो पहला पढ़ने का फायदा तुमको भी होना चाहिए. So the question for entrance exam, वो उसमें ऐसा लिखता है केमिस्ट्री म्यूसिंग्स. कुछ नया नाम देते हैं. ये मेरा अपना नाम नहीं है, ये कॉपीड नाम है फ्रॉम द मैगजीन. ओके, केमिस्ट्री म्यूसिंग्स. वो लोग का था रैप इट अप, बट अपना केमिस्ट्री म्यूसिंग मतलब समथिंग इंटरेस्टिंग अबाउट केमिस्ट्री. सी वी हैड डन दैट डे अ ग्राफ ऑफ Z, द कंप्रेसिबिलिटी फैक्टर वर्सेस प्रेशर. इज इज क्लियर? तो हम लोग ने देखा अभी क्वेश्चन क्या था. नाउ कंसिडर द ग्राफ. अभी हमने तो ग्राफ बराबर सिखाया, बट क्वेश्चन कैसा पूछेगा. कंसीडर द ग्राफ between compressibility factor slowly we have to get ready for entrance exam also ना, ऐसा नहीं है. Z and pressure P. तो अभी ग्राफ कुछ ऐसा है. When Z is equal to 1, so Z versus P. Okay, Z versus P. This is Z is equal to 1 means ideal gas. Ideal gas. तो अभी क्या है, एक ऐसा गैस है कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड, फिर ये गैस है CH4, फिर ये गैस है N2, फिर ये गैस है H2. ये ग्राफ एक क्वेश्चन है. द करेक्ट इंक्रीजिंग ऑर्डर ऑफ, क्वेश्चन क्या पूछा है, द करेक्ट इंक्रीजिंग ऑर्डर ऑफ. हमने सिर्फ समझा है कि इसका ज्यादा कंप्रेसिबिलिटी है, इधर तक इट कंप्रेसेस. ओके, एंड सो दिस गैस विल बी यूज्ड इन कंप्रेसर्स एंड ऑल दैट. ये सब बिकॉज ऑफ पॉजिटिव डिविएशन, और ये नेगेटिव डिविएशन था. इतना हमने सीखा है, बट इसके ऊपर क्वेश्चन कैसा फ्रेम होता है वो आज मैं सिखा रहा हूं. द करेक्ट इंक्रीजिंग ऑर्डर ऑफ ease of liquefaction, ease of liquefaction, okay, of the gases, shown in the graph is. चार ऑप्शन है, मैं बराबर ऑप्शन वाला डिस्कस करता हूं. shown in the graph is, देखो now let me explain. Increasing order is the first thing you have to understand. मतलब सबसे लीस्ट कौन सा है, उसके बाद में. तो सबसे लीस्ट क्या है, या तो तेरे पास हाइड्रोजन रहेगा या कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड रहेगा. See, carbon monoxide was showing negative deviation because of only one reason, that it had more van der Waals forces. It is clear? So obviously it will liquefy very easily, whereas hydrogen has less van der Waals force, it will liquefy very difficult. तो सबसे पहला हाइड्रोजन रहेगा, हाइड्रोजन लेस देन नाइट्रोजन, लेस देन मीथेन and less than carbon. So this will be the correct sequence or increasing order of ease of liquefaction. तो ये हो गया एक सम. इज क्लियर? तो हमने सिखाया तुमको लास्ट टाइम, ये उसके ऊपर ऐसा क्वेश्चन पूछा जाता है इन एंट्रेंस एग्जाम. इज क्लियर? नाउ नेक्स्ट टाइम अगेन, एवरी टाइम वी विल हैव वन क्वेश्चन ऐसा इंटरेस्टिंग आई विल चूज एंड देन वी विल डिस्कस. ये हो गया. नाउ वी विल स्टार्ट विद थर्मोडायनेमिक्स. ओके, ओम भी आया. एक मिनट, I forgot to start this. ओम, तुम किधर गाँव जाने वाला था ना? So listen. Dhruv, can you hear me? Because I just want to check whether वो चल रहा है कि नहीं. अनम्यूट करके ये करो. Om, can you hear me? Kushagra, can you hear me? I'll call up Dhrudar Sebastian. एक मिनट recording बंद कर. हाँ, somebody is saying something. ध्रुव, ओम, कुशाग्रा, तुम लोगों को सुन रहा है मैं जो बोल रहा है? सानिका भी आ गया. सानिका, कैन यू हियर मी? हेडफोन्स में डाला है. ध्रुव, कैन यू हियर मी? अच्छा ठीक है, चलो, एवरीबडी हियर. नहीं, उधर से इधर आवाज नहीं आ रहा है, इसके लिए मैं पूछा. तुम लोग अनम्यूट करके हेलो बोलते तो मेरे को मालूम पड़ता था. इधर ये बराबर है बोल के. ठीक है, विल स्टार्ट विथ थर्मोडायनेमिक्स. चलो, ओके. सो वी आर नाउ टुडे कंटिन्यूइंग विथ thermodynamics. If you remember last time, we had talked about process, wherein the last part was reversible and irreversible process. I had told you that irreversible process is basically what it is. It is a state function हो गया, process हो गया. Yes. So now we today start with what you call first law of thermodynamics. First law of thermodynamics. See, what are the statements of first law of thermodynamics? The statement of first law of thermodynamics is nothing but the law of conservation of energy. That is, energy can neither be created. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. ये एक स्टेटमेंट है. दूसरा स्टेटमेंट क्या है? ओके, इफ एनर्जी इन वन फॉर्म इज लॉस्ट, if energy in one form is lost, energy in another form is created. Energy in another form is created. Okay, ये सेकेंड है. थर्ड क्या है? वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग स्टेटमेंट है, and that I have to explain. What is it? It is impossible to make. It is impossible to make a perpetual motion machine. A perpetual motion machine. So what do you mean by a perpetual motion machine? A perpetual motion machine, is one which does work, without consuming energy. Or there is no machine which will do work, mechanical work without consuming energy. इसमें स्टूडेंट क्या बोलता है, सर ऐसा एक मशीन है तो let us argue that point. Suppose there is a machine which is doing work without consuming energy. What will happen? What can happen? See, what happens is, in this case, what is energy capacity to do work? So if it is doing work, it has a capacity to do work, it is creating energy from nowhere, and that will violate the first law. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. So every machine requires some form of energy. Is this clear? So this was the statements of, some of the statements of what you call first law of thermodynamics. Now we are coming to what? The mathematical expression. The mathematical expression for first law of thermodynamics. First law of thermodynamics. By the way, today I have loaded the next video in chemical equilibrium, last, that is solubility and solubility product खत्म किया है मैंने, load कर दिया है. So tomorrow I will, from tomorrow onwards I will what you call record the numericals, pH, Ostwald dilation law and solubility product चालू कर देते हैं, तो वो हो जाएगा. So just have a look at it, okay? So mathematical expression for first law of thermodynamics. When we are talking of mathematical expression of first law of thermodynamics, see, I'll take an example. Suppose if I take a kettle, my diagrams are a little pathetic, so please excuse me for that. Suppose if I take a kettle and I put water. So water, what happens is the water here is the system. Water is a system, your kettle is the boundary, and what you are doing is you are keeping it on the gas. So here what is happening is heat. Q, the heat is being supplied from the surrounding to system. Q, the heat is being supplied from surrounding to system. See, originally your water was at room temperature, so it had some inherent energy. Let us say that was its internal energy U1. That was its internal energy U1, mc theta. Now what you are doing, to that you are adding a certain amount of heat Q. How much is this heat Q that you are adding? You are adding so much so that the water starts boiling. So there is a change of state. Are you stopping the energy? No. You are still giving on some more energy. And then what happens is, water gets converted into steam. So that much what do you call energy you supplied? That is the value of Q, the heat supply. Now beyond this, when you supply any more heat, what happens? The steam, so now your system is water and steam. The steam uses this energy to push the lid up and down. This is what James Watt saw, na? That is how the invention of steam engine happened. George Louis Stevenson made the steam engine, but then the principle was explained by James Watt. That what happens, that the lid moving up and down is an example of what? Mechanical work. That is mechanical work. So further heat that you supplied went in doing mechanical work. And now this, all this total becomes what? That is U2, the total energy. So now the system has total energy, U1 what it possessed, Q what you supplied, and the mechanical work that it did. That is the total energy. So if I take U1 over here, what do I get? U2 minus U1 is equal to Q plus W. So delta U is equal to Q plus W. So delta U is a state function. Delta U is a state function. That means change in internal energy is a state function. How will you say change in internal energy is a state function? Let us look at it now. See, suppose I have a graph. Oh, we have space here. We'll do it over here. Suppose if I take a graph, okay, P versus V. So if I say that these are the coordinates, I have P1 V1, P2 V2. So I have to have an energy U1, barabar, to bring it from P1 V1 to P2 V2. And then what I do is I bring back P2 V2 back to P1. So I have that much energy is U2. So suppose if I say U1 is greater than U2, that means in bringing back to the same position some energy was lost. If I say U1 is less than U2, that means when I am bringing it back to the same position some energy is created. So both these concepts are wrong. U1 has to be equal to U2 or delta E will be equal to, delta U is equal to 0. So that means internal energy is independent of the path. Internal energy is independent of path. And that's why it's a state function. Is this point clear? But Q is not a state function. W is not a state function. Why is Q not a state function? Because heat absorbed is positive, heat evolved is negative. Work done by the system on the surrounding is what? Positive or negative. Work done by the surrounding on the system will be positive. So expansion will be system doing work on the surrounding, that is negative, and compression is surrounding doing work on the system, that will be positive. So what happens? They are path functions. You have to define Q. Is it absorbed at constant pressure, constant volume? Here you have to say whether it is expansion, compression with respect to piston and cylinder. So work is not a state function. Q is not a state function. But delta U is state function. Is this point clear? So here we have a case of, so this becomes the mathematical expression for what you call first law of thermodynamics. Is clear? Then what are the sign convention? What are the sign conventions that we have? Heat is absorbed. Heat is absorbed by whom? Heat is absorbed by system. Obviously it's absorbing from the surrounding. Then Q is positive. Let me see if you can see. Array nahi yaar. Heat is absorbed, then Q is positive. Then second kya rahega? Heat is evolved. From where? From system to surrounding, Q is negative. Then work, third point kya rahega? Work of expansion. That means system doing work on the surrounding is negative, and work of compression. Work of compression, that is surrounding doing work on the system, is positive. Is this point clear? So these two are path function, but its sum will be a state function. Delta U is always a state function. Is this point clear? Or U is a state function, that is internal energy is given by the symbol U. So for a solid it's mc theta, for a liquid it's mc theta, for a gas it is ncp delta T or ncp cv delta T, depending on at constant volume or at constant pressure. Is this clear? N is the number of moles, Cp is the mean molar heat capacity at constant pressure, and delta T is the change in temperature. Is this point clear? So this is about now. The story does not end over here. The story is that we have to also talk about what we call as corollary to the first law of thermodynamics. So state the corollary to the first law of thermodynamics. Correct? वो पूछ सकता है. 1 mark question. So corollary to the first law of thermodynamics क्या है? Corollary to the first law of thermodynamics is, what is the corollary to first law? I taught you in the engine part of it. Heat is not completely converted into mechanical work. Work is completely converted into heat, but it's not possible for heat to get converted into. So ये corollary है, क्योंकि क्या है? Problem is, जैसे every form of energy gets converted बोलते हैं ना, exception to the rule है. What is the exception to the rule? Heat is not completely converted. Heat is not completely converted. Heat is not completely converted into mechanical work. Into mechanical work. Are you understanding? It is not completely converted into mechanical work. Got it? So this was about first law of thermodynamics. Is it clear? First law statement, mathematical expression and its corollary. Now we come to deriving an expression for work done in. So when I talk about work, I told you heat and work are not state function. Why? Heat and work are path functions. Heat and work are path functions. Okay. So what did I tell you? Heat and work are path functions. So work is not a state function. Work is not a state function. Why? It is dependent on path. So what are the different paths that we have? Work can be done in isothermal process. Work can be done in adiabatic process. In isothermal process, work can be done in irreversible condition. In an irreversible process and in a reversible process. So remember, I have been telling you from the it's not a state function. But work done in a reversible process is a state function. It is a state. So which अभी 1, 2, 3, 4 ऐसा देगा. Which is a state function? Which is a state function? That is the MCQ we are trying to explain. Reversible process is a state function. Why is it a state function? Because it is maximum work. So maximum work is done. तो maximum work कैसा भी करे, point is इतना ही work होगा, इसलिए कम ज़्यादा नहीं होगा, तो then that is a state function. It is independent of the path because you have fixed the path. You said it's isothermal, reversible. ये दोनों path fix कर दिया, तो whatever work done that will be a state function. It is independent of any other path other than these two. Is this clear? So this will be a multiple choice question in entrance exam. So we in our syllabus this year are only going to study work done in isothermal reversible and isothermal irreversible process. Is this clear? So today I'll be deriving the equation. When you come to engineering, you'll do work done in adiabatic process. Is clear? If you are an engineering student, thermodynamics is going to haunt you at least for the first year. Okay. So since work is not a state function, now we are talking about the first type of work. Work done in an isothermal irreversible process. So the question is, derive an expression for, okay, derive an expression for work done, derive an expression for work done in an isothermal irreversible process. In an isothermal irreversible process. This is also called as PV type of work. This is also called as PV type of work. वो ऐसा भी पूछ सकता है, derive an expression for PV type of work. That is understood, work done in a isothermal irreversible process. It is clear? So how do we start? अरे कुछ तो डेटा बनता है ना. So what do we say? अभी देखो तुमको जो मैंने फर्स्ट इसमें एक्सप्लेन किया, all that is going to be useful. Consider a cylinder so this is your gas, this is your piston. Okay, so what do we say? We start with this point. Consider a gas enclosed in a cylinder. So now you know what is a piston and what is a cylinder. I had explained, I had shown you in fact a piston. Consider a gas enclosed in a cylinder fitted with a weightless, frictionless, piston whose area is a centimeter square area. It has an area of a centimeter square. So if I look at it like this, the piston has a centimeter square area. Is this point clear? Now what are you doing? You want the piston to go up. So what you do is you supply a certain amount of energy Q. That means you take this cylinder piston, keep it into hot water. Take a vessel and take hot water in that and put the piston. So that vessel with hot water is the surrounding. It is going to give heat to the system, the piston. Okay. So what is going to happen? An amount of heat हाँ एक और स्टेटमेंट में भूल गया बोलने को, दैट वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अपॉन विच इज एक्टेड अ प्रेशर P एक्सटर्नल, वो एक लिखने का. अपॉन विच इज एक्टेड upon which is acted by an external pressure P external. अभी तुम बोलेगा सर ये P external क्यों चाहिए? Why do we need P external? See, P external is very very important because for work to be done, what is the definition of work? Work is a product of force and displacement along the line of force. Is this clear? Along the line of force. So for work to be done, there has to be an external opposing force. For work to be done, there has to be an external opposing force. So work is done against an external force. This is clear? And this P external over here is the opposing force. अगर समझो ये P external नहीं रहेगा, vacuum रहेगा. Take the cylinder, piston, put it to deep space, vacuum. Maybe the piston will move, but that is work not done. Work done is equal to 0. It is work done is equal to 0 because there is no external or opposing force. So this is a necessary condition. Is this clear? Are you understanding? तो ये बहुत important था. So ये question MCQ पूछता है क्या कि a piston is expanded in vacuum. इमीडिएटली घंटी बजना चाहिए दिमाग में. Piston expanded in vacuum. This is called as free expansion. Vacuum means no opposing force, free expansion. Work done is 0. So now what happens is, because you supplied heat, the gases expanded, and what happened? The piston moved by a distance of h centimeter. By a distance of h centimeter. Now, see, we know that work is a product of P. Work is a product of force into displacement. Work is a product of force into displacement. Is this point clear? Now, what is the force over here? This is work of expansion. So there will be a negative sign. There will be a negative sign. Work is not a state function, it's a path variable or a path function. Is this point clear? So this is minus, listen. This is minus. And what is pressure? What is P external? It is force acting per unit area. So what is the opposing force? Opposing force is force acting per unit area. So that force is what? It is P external into area of the piston. So W becomes equal to, put a minus sign. Why? It was expansion into P external into A into H. Now see, in the chapter of mensuration in 10th standard you have studied, if you have a cylinder and the area of the base is A and the height is H, area into H will be what? Volume. So here it's not volume, it is change in volume, because this was the initial volume, this is the final volume. So this represents delta V. So work done becomes equal to minus P external into delta V, the change in volume. So this is a mathematical expression for what? For work done in an isothermal, what do you call? In an isothermal irreversible process. Now sometimes students ask me, sir, Q you supplied. So according to first law, delta U is equal to Q plus W. बराबर है कि नहीं? But process is isothermal. Process is isothermal. That means temperature change नहीं है, zero change in A. That is equal to Q plus W. So whatever work you did went into doing negative work. Whatever heat you supplied went in doing the negative work. That is the source of this negative over here. Are you understanding? So that minus sign came from there. So heat supplied created negative work, and that is nothing but P external into delta V. Delta V is the change in volume. So this is the mathematical expression for what? Isothermal irreversible process. What is the irreversible process? A process which takes place in many steps, where the system is in equilibrium with the surrounding only initially and finally, not in between. Okay. So now we are shifting over to explaining. 1 minute ना, मैं AC चालू किया, मेरे को ही ठंडी लग रहा है. 1 minute. So what we have over here is, listen carefully, the next one. But before I go into deriving work done in an isothermal reversible process, okay, I'll graphically explain to you what is irreversible process and what is reversible process, and why do we say that reversible process is maximum work. Okay. See, if I complete work today, today is Wednesday, correct? Friday again, Saturday, no, 2 days, sorry, 2 days, Tuesday. Thursday I will take enthalpy, and Saturday also I will take enthalpy. Sunday lecture ना, I will take that gaseous state का जो बाकी part है वो हो जाएगा liquid state, and थोड़ा थोड़ा उसमें ये है. So gaseous state I need only one more lecture, okay, that I'll take on Sunday. I'll take 1.5 hours, तो हो जाएगा, okay. But then we'll concentrate now on thermodynamics only. It's clear. It is there in your exam ना, तो फायदा होएगा. So now I am talking about what. अभी देखो ये I told you the whole chapter is divided into 3 parts: work and energy, enthalpy change, and Gibbs health. That is spontaneity of reaction. तो आज मैं ये करेगा, तो by next week I'll finish off the theory part of ये क्या बोलते हैं enthalpy. फिर then we'll need only one more week before your exam will finish off. Okay. फिर भी तुम you will not go to the exam without knowing anything. That is for sure. So what I was telling was, listen, I am trying to explain the graphical explanation to maximum work. Graphical explanation to concept of maximum work. Is this point clear? What is it that we are talking? See, मैं 3 ग्राफ पहले ही ड्रॉ करके रखता हूँ, तो then it becomes easy to explain. Okay, 3 graph. So I have a graph of pressure versus volume. So what did I do? I'll need the red pen also. Initially I had a pressure P external this much. So there are 2 ways of making the piston to move up. Either you supply a heat Q in from the system, from the surrounding to the system, or simply to pressure को कम करना, vacuum लगा, थोड़ा pressure कम कर, थोड़ा pressure कम करे तो क्या होगा, piston will move automatically. So we are using the second idea. This was the pressure. Okay. Now what I did was, I reduced the pressure to P1, so the volume changed to V1. So for a pressure P1, the volume became V1. So so this is nothing but delta V. So P into delta V. So P is this. What is P? Your length. And what is this? Or breadth. And this is the length. So if this represents value P and this is delta V, P delta V is area under the curve, and that is the work done graphically. Then I again in 3 steps either लेता हूँ P2 V2. Now the work done is area under this graph. Then I take over here P3 V3. तो क्या हो जाता है? So what is the total work done? The total work done in an irreversible process is sum of these areas of triangle. So what happened was, if I just join the tips over here, what does this empty space represent? This empty space represents the energy or the heat which was not converted into work. I told you, heat is not absolutely 100% convertible into work. Is this clear? This is the explanation. Now what I do, I start with the same position, but I increase the number of steps. ये 3 था, I'll make it into 6, 10, whatever it is. एक मिनट. Now it has to be a little more fine and neat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So instead of 3 steps, It's beautiful in that I can see the diagram is coming out very well in the. I always find it difficult when I put in the board now. Moment you see the camera picture, it's much better. So you can see over here, instead of 3 steps, I simply increase the number of steps. When I increase the number of steps, this is the total work done. Now when I join, you can see very clearly. This is the area. What does this area represent? I told you. This area represents heat which has not got converted into energy. Compare these 2 graphs. What can you realize? As the number of steps increases, what is happening? The area under the graph is increasing. That is, more and more work is getting done. The blank spaces, there is heat not converted into energy, is decreasing. So this is what is irreversible process. So suppose once again I draw a graph, hypothetical. I have pressure versus volume. I start at the same point. What is the meaning of the word reversible process? It is infinitesimally small step. Another infinitesimally small steps. Infinite. So like this, in infinitesimally small step, what is happening? Literally they are so close that they have joined each other. And what happens? Now everything is area under the curve. So there is no wastage. Now what happens is, see, when you have a regular structure, you can have, suppose you have a cube, length, breadth into height. If you have orthogonal, it is length, breadth. All these mathematical calculations are there to find out the area. This is clear. But in case of irregular curve like this, the area under the curve, represents the work done, and that is maximum. So this you have got it theoretically. What did you do? You found maximum जितना steps कर सकता है किया, फिर बाद में उसको top को join किया, और ये जो area है वो mathematically calculate किया. कैसा? So in area of an irregular curve, CURVE is found by integration. See, I'll explain to you what I'm talking. अभी क्या होता है, सपोज अपने पास एक ऐसा कर्व है. एक मिनट. I don't know whether limits and derivatives and integration has been started, but a quick example देता हूँ. Suppose मेरे पास ऐसा एक कर्व है. I have 2 points. So when I am going to go on bringing the points closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to, what is it? It's called as limit tending to 0. What does limit tending to 0 mean? That they are merging. So they come over here. So what is this? This limit is called as dy by dx. Y by x is what? Slope. So dy by dx is slope of the tangent at a given point. It is slope of the tangent at a given point. Are you understanding? Okay. So that is differentiation. So what is differentiation? What is dy by dx? It is simple. You have 2 points. You have brought it so close that you have merged it. Is this clear? And at that point, the slope of the tangent at that point will be the dy by dx. But imagine now another case. I have these 2 points A and B. Okay. Now I want to find out if I know the point and the slope, how do I find the area under the curve for 2 points? That is integration. So integration is used, the concept of integration is used to find out area of irregular curves, and we have an irregular curve over here. So we are going to use the principle of integration to find out theoretically what will be the work done by this engine, what will be the work done by this engine, and then using this P delta V, we are going to find out what will be the actual work done. So we know that divided by maximum work into 100 is percentage efficiency, is percentage efficiency. So here we have, with this we are deriving a mathematical expression theoretically, because we have realized the work done is area under this graph of P versus V, and in that we substitute the values of P and V and we get the maximum work, theoretical. And then we find out these are natural process, large steps. So you find out the actual work done. So this value divided by this value into 100 will give you the efficiency of the engine. Is this clear? So let us now discuss. What are we going to discuss? The derivation for maximum work. So I'll be able to finish work today. So what is the heading that they will, or how is the question going to be framed? The question will be framed as derive an expression for. Give me a minute, I'll have a glass of water and then we'll continue. I will be putting up this in the YouTube tomorrow, don't worry. You can even revise once again. But of course, even if I have given access to 12th standard ka, what do you call, chapters, usme thermodynamics hai. Is this clear? So, Dhruv and Kushagra need not worry. You can even revise that, वो भी चलता रहेगा, और इधर live lecture भी देखिएगा तो you will understand better. ख़त्म कर दो उसको थर्मोडायनेमिक्स को रिकॉर्डेड लेक्चर से, और लाइव लेक्चर भी बैठो इधर, कुछ ऊपर नीचे थोड़ा हुआ तो फिर भी एग्जाम में निकल जाएगा. सो बट मैं इधर कंप्लीट कर रहा हूँ, मतलब डिराइव एन एक्सप्रेशन फॉर वर्क डन in an isothermal work done in an isothermal reversible process. Reversible process, or what we can say it is maximum work. So how do we start? Here is the foot ruler. We start with the same logic. What do we say over here? Consider a cylinder filled with an ideal gas. इधर ideal gas आएगा. Ideal gas आ रहा है, इसका मतलब क्या? गैसियस स्टेट में सिखा है, ideal gas इक्वेशन से यूज होने वाला है. ऑपोजिट ऑफ आइडियल गैस क्या है? रियल गैस. यही पहला अप्रोक्सीमेशन है. आइडियल गैस है ही नहीं. ओनली फॉर सर्टन रेंज ऑफ टेम्परेचर it behaves like a ideal gas. This is clear. So now what do we start with? Consider an ideal gas, consider an ideal gas enclosed in a cylinder fitted with a weightless, frictionless piston. Okay, upon which is acted acted pressure P external, तो pressure P external ऐड हो रहा है. So your pressure of the gas inside is P and this is also P external, so it is steady. It is clear. Now what happens is, okay, now what happens is, we know that delta U is equal to Q plus W. Isothermal, so delta U is equal to 0 because isothermal. Okay, so Q, the work done, is minus W. It is clear. Process is reversible, so it is maximum work. Let us derive for that. So what do we get? W, the work done, is minus P delta V from the earlier here. But what is this P? What are we doing is, we reduce this P external by a value dP. Because I told you, reversible process means infinitesimally small step. So chota d, the small d tells you that what? It is very, very small. So when it's very, very small, what happens? Your volume is also increasing dV. So what happens over here is, this equation is, we get W is equal to minus P minus dP into dV. It is not delta V, it is dV. Is this point clear? Then we open the bracket. W is equal to minus P dV plus dP into dV. Now dP itself is a very small value, dV is also a small value. When you multiply two small values, the value is much less than this. Suppose you have 0.1 and 0.1. 0.1 into 0.1 is 0.01, now less than this. So neglecting dP into dV, neglecting dP into dV, क्या मिल रहा है अपने को? Work done is minus P. तो अभी ये तेरा pressure of the gas inside आ जाएगा. Because when you removed, both the pressures were what you call balancing. Now that's why the piston moved dV and waited there. This is minus P dV. And what happens? Work done will be, but according to ideal gas equation, PV is equal to nRT. So P is equal to nRT by V. So it's minus nRT dV by V. N is number of mole, R is gas constant, T is temperature. That is also what you call constant because you said isothermal. So now integrating this from value of 0 to maximum work, what do we get? Keep the minus sign outside, N outside, R outside, T outside. Integral from volume V1 to V2. So we had the graph, na? So this was V1, this was V2, between them. Integral of dV by V. Integral of dV by V is log to the base E. So this is see the W max. Why? Because upper case limit minus lower case limit, definite integral. So W max minus 0, तो W max हो जाएगा. That is minus nRT log to the base E, natural logarithm. Integral dx upon x is log x, log the x to the base E. This is a standard formula, याद रखना. I don't know whether he has started integration, but this is a standard rule. Integral of dx upon x is, or integral dv upon v is log v. V. And how do we solve definite integral? Upper case limit minus lower case limit. So what do you get? The formula you will get is W max will be minus nRT log to the base E of V2 minus log to the base E of V1. But log of A minus log of B is log of A by B. So we get W max will be equal to minus nRT log to the base E V2 by V1. So if you have to convert E to the base 10, the multiplying factor is 2.303. So that's it. The final formula is minus 2.303 nRT log to the base E V2 by V1. Or according to Boyle's law, we know P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. So V2 upon V1 is P1 upon P2. So another formula, wait a minute, somebody has come. I'm not expecting anybody. Kaushik, tu jara dekh raha hai? Kaushik is there at home today. Okay. So W max is minus 2.303 nRT log to the base 10 P1 upon P2. So these are. So you just have to know what was the final volume, what is the initial volume. Substitute into this, you know what is the work done. The mathematical expression will give you the theoretical maximum work, and P delta V will give you the actual work done by the machine. So P delta V divided by this into 100 will give you the efficiency of the machine. So I hope you have understood the concept that I am trying to teach you. That, like I told you, if I just give an exam, one fellow gets 10, another 15, another 5, another 4. Okay. One who gets 4 will be shocked. I mean, 4 mark mila. But are 4 mark in what? The total paper was out of 10 marks.
Sign give.
Abhi?
नहीं afterwards.
रख देना उधर गणपति का समय रख दे. तो have you understood? No, कुछ नहीं है वो. Nothing. हाँ तू निकल. अरे coach. So listen. So have you understood this? So this area under the curve we found out is maximum work. This is the formula for that. You only have to substitute what is the final volume, what is the initial volume that the piston changed, you got the work. P delta will give you the actual work. So this is maximum work. Have you understood this concept? Okay, so we'll stop here today, and Thursday again we'll take enthalpy. Okay, Thursday and Saturday also we'll do enthalpy and finish off enthalpy. Then we are left with only one small part, that is free energy, is this point, entropy and free energy. So I think next week we'll try to complete at least the theory part. Okay, I take leave of you, because I got a next lecture also lined up.